Good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Silvera here, principal of Joseph Casey Junior High School, with our Backyard Enrichment video, Friday edition, number 18. Yesterday, we had a pretty decent day, weather-wise. It was a little cool, kind of windy, so we did play a little wiffle ball in the yard, but not much because it was kind of unpleasant with the wind. I did get the chainsaw back into the woods like I said I was going to in video number 17. I cleaned up some of those branches and things that had fallen out back and made that look a little nicer. I'm going to continue that work maybe today and certainly on the weekend. We'll start our backyard enrichment video today like we do all of our enrichment videos with a shout out of appreciation. And yesterday, our adjustment counselor, Mrs. Provost, sent me an article from Ed Week that I thought was particularly interesting. So Mrs. Provost does a lot of work to guide our students in a regular school day. She's doing work to guide our students through this school closure, and she's helping the principal during this time as well by sharing some things that are useful to me and that I can share with other people. So thank you, Mrs. Provost, for all you do. Thanks for sending that information along. I'll share a little bit of what was in that article with you. It was an article from Ed Week. It was written by Nancy Willard, and it was 7 strategies to be positively powerful. I thought that was really an interesting thought. We should all be positively powerful, never negatively powerful, and it's really good. And there were 7 strategies there, and strategy number 1 was to make personal connections, and I think that's important. We want to make positive personal connections on a day-to-day basis, make sure we're not alone, have conversations with our friends, have conversations with our families, and I think that can help us along. Reach out to be kind. Being kind to others gives us strength, and I think that can help us through this time as well. Use your strengths. We all have strengths. We're all good at things. Those are the things we want to focus on. Focus on the good. There's times where sometimes we can get down. Not all the news is always positive, but there are always good things. And if we focus on the good, like beautiful things in nature, that can help us as well. Be mindful every day and keep your personal power. We're all strong. We all have something we're very good at. And if you keep that in mind, it will help you as well. And lastly, think things through. We never want to do anything without thinking about it first, thinking about how it can affect someone else and how it can affect ourselves. Thank you, Mr. Provost, for sending that along. I will link that video, that article, in the bottom of this video so that everyone could read it if they so choose. So yesterday, again, we didn't have a lot of time outside. Mrs. Silvera Cole had a game of Sorry. Me and Jake played a little video games. After dinner, we had 2 card games. We had a game of Scat, where Mrs. Silvera was victorious, and we had a game of 99, where Jake was victorious. So no card victories for Mr. Silvera, but I'm happy for those other members of my family that they got a chance to win. We shall see what today brings when it comes to games in the yard and card games as well. So let's get to today's backyard enrichment video. There's just so many things visiting the bird feeder at this time of year that I thought it was a bird that was coming around a lot yesterday, the last couple of days, I thought would be the best subject for our backyard enrichment video number 18. So let's have a look once again at the bird feeder. This is the northern mockingbird, Mimus polyglottus. Widely distributed in lowland portions of Massachusetts, it is less common or absent at higher elevations in central and western Massachusetts. It favors nesting sites near yards, especially those with lawns, shrubs, vines, and conifers. It also inhabits brushy forest edges or clearings and farm hedgerows. This bird's famous song, with its varied repetitions and artful imitations, is heard all day during nesting season and often all night as well. The mockingbird captures insects mostly while walking and running on ground. It also watches from low perches and flies down to capture items on the ground below. The mockingbird's diet consists of insects and berries. It feeds heavily on insects in late spring and summer, especially beetles, grasshoppers, caterpillars, ants, wasps, and many more. Nesting begins in early spring. Males sing to defend territory and attract a mate, often leaping a few feet in the air and flapping their wings while singing. The early stage of courtship involves male and female chasing each other rapidly around the territory. The nest is placed in a dense shrub or tree, usually 3 to 10 feet above the ground. The nest has a bulky foundation of twigs supporting an open cup of weeds, grass, and leaves, lined with fine materials such as rootlets, moss, animal hair, and plant down. The male builds most of the foundation, while a female adds most of the lining. Females lay 3 to 6 variably greenish to bluish-gray eggs with blotches of brown, usually concentrated at the larger end. Incubation is by the female for 12 to 13 days. Both parents feed the nestlings. The young leave the nest about 12 days after hatching, but are not able to fly well for about another week. Mockingbirds produce 2 to 3 broods per year. A study released in 2019 found that in addition to mimicking the calls of other birds and man-made noises like music and machinery, northern mockingbirds have been known to imitate at least 12 different species of North American frogs and toads. The northern mockingbird is the state bird of Arkansas, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas. If you're out in the yard, you might see a mockingbird, and if you listen as the weather gets warmer, you will certainly hear a mockingbird. Well, that is Backyard Enrichment video number 18. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a chance today, over the weekend, and next week to spend a lot of time outside. I'm certain there will be a lot of new interesting visitors to the bird feeder that we can highlight in upcoming videos. Next week is April vacation week. We will have no enrichment videos during that time. I will be back with you a week from Monday. I wish everyone a great week. I hope everybody continues to do well. Practice your social distancing. Spend time with family as much as you can, and get outside in the yard as much as you can. Take in nature. It's always a good thing. Remember, we're all in this together. We are all Cardinals. I will see you all after the vacation week. Thanks.